Hello there, lads and ladies. Welcome back to another Six Nations match. Today we've got the big boys. We've got Ireland versus France, and it has been interesting. Very interesting so far. It's 25 to Ireland and 19 to France. France just scored one hell of a fucking drop goal. It was brilliant. It was outside of the 22-meter mark, so not too far. But it was nice to see. It's so rare to see drop goals now these days, so it was just nice to see that. I'm kind of rooting for Ireland, really, because it's been a while since their last Grand Slam or their last Six Nations. And France, they've already had one, so, you know. Plus, there's the added fact that I'm English, so, you know, there's got to be some unnatural bias towards any other country but France, kind of like how the rest of the world has some unbiasedness, you know, to us, so... It's always like the big old, us versus them attitude, really. But yeah, we're into the last 10 minutes of the game. One try from France in the centre here would probably spell victory, but it's not looking like that due to the fact that Ireland are just setting up for a scrum on the right-hand side of the field of France's 5-metre line. So I'm sniffing a promotion from Ireland here. They're deserving their rank 1 here. If they win this game, they definitely deserve their rank 1 in their world rankings in the system there. A little bit of time wasting from France. Let their boys get a drink here and there. Ireland are battered and bloody, bless them. Give them the French, their dues. They know how to, suck it to a team whenever it comes to rugby. I will have to say, France probably is the best nation in the world that has never won a World Cup. It's just they fuck up so many times. It's just unfortunate to see, really. I want to talk about Antoine Dupont quickly. He stopped a try on the far right-hand side. He was pulling him. He was digging his feet into the ground, and he pulled him to the line and pulled him out. That's why he's the best player in the world. I'm so annoyed that France has Antoine Dupont because he's so good. He's so good. He's like Dan Carter for New Zealand or Johnny Wilkinson for England, you know. He's like that fucking good, you know. Really digs his heels in and never gives up.
Over 10 minutes to go.
Somehow France were able to survive that 5-metre scrum. Ireland are still in possession, but they're outside of the 22-metre. I think that was Van der Fleer going down there. Bundyaki running straight into 2 heavy forwards. He's gone to the wing, tries a couple of side steps, hasn't worked. Oh, Joe's a big boy as well, taking him down is not easy. Going to try and go for the wing again. I don't know why they don't just rock up as soon as they're together. There's 3 of them. Ooh, that might have been an early grab, actually. I don't know. All Ireland have to do, really, is just set up for a penalty, another drop goal. France have to get a try, so the least they can do is try and force a penalty here. But then Ireland have got 3 tries, so the least they can do is try and get a 4th try for the bonus point. If they secure a bonus try here against France, it's over. England have already lost, so there's no chance of them coming back unless they get a godly amount of tries to get bonus points. And if they beat Ireland and France, it depends. It all depends on the points, really. I mean, I know I don't want to judge it too early, but it really feels like it's going to come down to either France or Ireland, and this is the game that decides it. Oh, but the problem is with France, they only have 1 try, but they're only behind by 6 points. So really, the bonus point tries are going to make a difference. That's what happened back in 2020 when England won it. It was all because Scotland were able to beat France magically. It was a magical win for Scotland and a magical win for England, really, for the Six Nations Cup. I watched the under-20s as well yesterday. It was so good. England did brilliantly against Italy. Italy were also very good, and Ireland are going through for another try. They have scored a bonus point try, and that is victory sealed for Ireland here today. It's my granddad. My Irish granddad, bless him.
Early in the game, how did he get that offload away?
Nice.
That pass.
Well done. Well done.
Into contact. His ability to get the ball out of contact into Gary
The
Ringrose.
future is green.
The strength, the
The
power,
future is Shamrock.
determination
Lovely.
of the 13, the Irish 13 to be able to go. Here he is, Doris, fighting.
I'm going to be happy about something. It's going to be Ireland
What a pass.
having a
Three
chance
French
of getting
defenders.
another
Gary
Six
Ringrose,
Nations
well done.
win.
I know Josh van der Fleer is the World Player of the Year, but I tell you what, Keelan Doris is so man.
I mean, it's still possible for England to win, but highly unlikely if Andy Farrell has took Ireland this far and made them into something like undefeatable wrecking ball. Ireland have just been more suitable in the scrums, whilst France have been taking an awful lot of penalty kicks and drop goals and all that. They've managed to stay within distance. It's just not enough for them to keep within distance of Ireland. So they've been superb this whole match.
It's a serious team. Well, when you talk about team tries, there you have the perfect example. Waiting and waiting.
Taking the conversion kick now.
And then
It's
that
good.
pass from
Straight
Doris,
down.
one for the ages
From the
that
left to the right,
really
straight
was.
in between the posts.
And
Good
Ireland
stuff.
had their bonus
Ireland
point.
32, France
But
19.
victory as well.
Bonus point try with
Sure, there was no
France's
news to
only
this.
one try. And that was a high tackle there from that guy. He just
70s of Six Nations
hit him straight in the head as he tried
games.
tackling him.
It's only the second time
I mean, he didn't
opposition
mean to
side
like
have
hit
got
him,
a
you know, but it
bonus
just
point
happened when he
score.
tried to wrap,
Gary
you know.
Ringrose has it. And
They'll
do
probably
Ireland
like
now
not
have
pull that up
the
or
match.
anything.
I don't think Matthew Johnny Bears
The tackling law is kind of a bit of an issue as well, like the whole idea of like only tackling below the chest area. I think it's fine to tackle like mid-chest area and all that, but as long as it like doesn't go above the nipples, then that's fine, you know. Because if you go above the nipples, then there's a possibility that your hand will just slip from the shoulder and hit you in the neck and the face, basically. So as long as you keep it like below the chest area there, like just below the nipples, I think you're fine, really.
That's pretty obvious.
But again, accidents happen, you
Also,
know.
Antonio could have been off the field for good, which really would have impacted for a long, long time.
With only 6 minutes left, France could possibly get a try, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The least they can do is try and get a losing bonus point try here.
And remember, at the World Cup, these two are the same half of the draw when it comes to the quarter-final stage. It's another layer to this confrontation.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even think they can. Oh, they are going for it. They are kicking through. The winger can't get a hold of the ball. I think there's an obstruction there because Ireland's kind of pulled the French player away there from the ball.
Jordan Way, the official, doesn't get it.
Doesn't call it? Okay, I would at least call the TMO on that one. What the hell?
Went for the chip through for a penalty.
Ireland are going to box kick it away.
What was really good to see from the Irish, 3 players tracking back to show how much it means to both teams.
It's a decent box kick. Caught. They have to hurry, they have to do something, or otherwise they're not going to get even a losing bonus point try.
Otherwise, there's no Grand Slam this year.
Completely out. They let Ireland take that one. That was very poor defending there. There should have been at least one extra guy there to pick up the ball. There's a penalty for the Irish. They are making France pay for last year's Grand Slam. They are making them stew and suffer.
It probably hasn't been what they had hoped for.
Even when you got Antoine Dupont, it's not enough. It kind of makes me wonder, is France declining, or was last week's win over Italy just lucky? Because Italy, I need to see how they play against Italy. Sorry, I need to see how Italy plays against England to understand how well in depth the Italian side is, because they could be onto something with the Italian side and their people with Capuzzo and all that, because he's a fantastic rugby player. Like, he came up from the early 20s and he's been killing it ever since then. Or the under 21s, I believe, sorry. So it's really hard to tell how the future of Italy is going to look, but it looks like it's on the up and up. I know it's hard to judge, like, only after like one loss against Ireland. I mean, I know I'm assuming, but again, it's obvious they've lost against Ireland. But we'll have to see how they handle it against Wales, Scotland and England, really. But then again, I'm giving Ireland way too much credit, but the credit is due really. They've put in the hard work for it and they've earned it. And look at this, little plays like that, little dinks with the feet, like little tap plays and all that. It's nice to see. And that's the thing I want to talk about with Steve Borthwick, because he's actually benched Marcus Smith, and I'm thinking to myself, you benched the one guy who was able to generate a good kick to a guy like Malins, and he was able to secure a try like that, and you take him off against a uprising Italy? Okay, I'll trust your judgment for now, Steve, because it's on the up and up after a very close loss to Scotland, but again, Dupont again recovering the ball after it was charged down by Ireland, but it's not enough. He's on his own, he's trying, but the guys are not there enough to defend him, but they're able to somehow secure the ball. Ireland's rush defence is just perfect. They are just in their face, not letting them breathe.
On the winning side here.
The Irish winger just counting, while in the right he's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's annoying when refs do that. Like, if it's 5 seconds, call it after 5 seconds. Like, if they're time wasting, call them for time wasting. Like, make a decision. You know, bloody hell. It's so stupid. Especially when it's in these closing moments of the game, you know? It's just so silly.
They need to be all the way through this year with the World Cup coming. Need to think about every little game that is possible.
I have a feeling this World Cup coming, it's going to be either South Africa, either Ireland or France that could possibly take it. Ireland have been building something for the longest time, especially after that odd little knock on there from Bundyaki. That's alright, everyone there makes mistakes. But it depends. If everything has to be perfect for Paris in this year, because if France fuck up once, it's over for them. But Ireland have been really good up to a certain point as well, and they just keep improving. Foul play there from Ireland. They need to calm down on that. They've had quite a few penalties given away here and there, and it's all because of overconfidence going into the offensive pushes there.
France will have one last attempt at maybe destabilising them.
Oh, not a high tackle. His chest kind of bumps into his head, so I just give that a penalty. Yeah, that's just a penalty. And thankfully they've seen that as a penalty.
Every single collision he possibly could find, and still with a comfortable lead, 45 seconds before the end of the game. Here they are not letting
This Sexton, he's like got to be 37, isn't he?
And it's the use of the possession, because
he's getting there.
they both have roughly 50% of the ball for during the game. But Ireland have managed about 100.
Still, fair play to him. I think this will probably be his last World Cup. I think that would be just the most beautiful dream for Sexton if they go to the World Cup, they somehow win it, and then that'll be the perfect retirement for him. I think he'll then retire after that, if Ireland can win it. Because France, again, they've been beaten, but they're not stopping. They are resilient as all hell, but it doesn't matter. Oh, was that knocked on by Ireland?
Penalty for France. Seconds ticking away. It seems that Ireland gets just as much enjoyment from this aspect.
But you did mention that, Miles,
So if they get a try here, full conversion, they get the losing bonus point try. They have to make this try count, and they have to convert it, or otherwise they've been completely dominated by Ireland. Ireland have been a force to be reckoned with this current Six Nations. Andy Farrell has done something amazing with this team. He's done something brilliantly with them.
Looking on very, very easily.
Ireland on the verge of getting everything here.
Yep.
Bonus point win and denying France the morsel of a losing bonus point.
I mean, that's only fair. Most of the other clubs, like the other nations, have been denied that.
Those Irish faces.
Well, actually, no, that's not the case, because England did get a losing bonus point, and so did... No, Wales didn't get one. They were starved of one, but Italy got one because they were very good against France. So only Italy and England have losing bonus points, while Wales is just like their under-20 counterparts. I don't know what's going on down there. Warren Gatland needs to sort something out with that group of Welsh teammates and all that, but that is it for France versus Ireland. Ireland have shined here today. Completely shined here. The luck of the Irish pulls through. The green, white and orange shines
Number
through
one for a reason.
over the azure blue of France.
In fact, many reasons.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Now,
Always happy when the Frenchman loses. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Alright, well, that has been Ireland versus France. It's just a shame that I only do the last 10 minutes of these games because most of the action dies down to the last 10 minutes. But it's like nice that I can enjoy this and bring this to you guys, that, you know, the ones that do enjoy rugby here and there. To me, the Six Nations is the greatest championship in rugby history. You know, it's been around for the longest of times, really. It's only probably second to the World Cup, but the only problem with the World Cup is it's on every 4 years, and let's be frank, none of us have the patience, really, for that. It's the same with like the British and Irish Lions tour already. Everyone looks forward to the British and Irish Lions tour. I'd love to see that every single day. You know, I'd love to watch them take on South Africa, New Zealand and Australia every single day. But unfortunately, it's like the World Cup. Really, it's always every 4 years. It's just a long wait for those things. So it's just a nice breath of fresh air to see the Six Nations, really, between 6 very strong nations that love their rugby, basically. So, yeah, the next match will be a very ill-awaited one to see if Wales can at least try and scrap something out of Scotland. They did it last year. Can they do it again? We'll have to see. We'll have to see if Warren Gatland coming back was either a waste of time or hopefully a flower that needs to be bloomed. You know, it needs to be taken care of before it can bloom. The same with Steve Borthwick. Will Steve fuck up again by benching the wrong people or bringing too many people out and causing the muck-up of the defence? And have Italy possibly get their first win over England in the longest time? Or will we just walk over Italy again? We don't know. We'll have to see. We will see. But yeah, that game is tomorrow. But I will then click over to now watch Wales versus Scotland. And then I will then fill you in the next video on what will happen between Scotland and Wales. So, with that, lads and ladies, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, my friends.